My name's Jeremy, and this is my buddy Tam. In 2019, before the pandemic struck, we spent 16 days inside a Toyota Hiace campervan, traveling Japan. We drove over 2,000 kilometers, visiting over 10 iconic Japanese cities, feasting on as much weird and wonderful Japanese food as we can.
Itadakimasu!
And one of us may have even gotten drunk on one too many sake.
Bye.
A few moments later.
And this is our top 5 favorite things that we love about campervanning in Japan. One of the greatest perks about having a campervan has got to be that wherever you decide to stop, you're already home. Lunchtime.
Should we?
You just need to decide where to park, and that's where you'll sleep for the night. You don't need to worry about accommodations, and that has allowed us to wake up to some of the most stunning landscapes in Japan. Now, not everywhere we slept was this glamorous. Sometimes we slept under a bridge. Sometimes we slept next to a tall building in Osaka. And sometimes we slept next to a volcano. Actually, we slept next to a volcano twice.
Fuji, you win.
And there was once we slept outside our friend's driveway next to her house. But a lot of the time, we just slept in the rest stop area by the highway, which isn't very glamorous, but you'll have access to food, toilet, and in larger rest stop areas, you'll even get a shopping mall and maybe an onsen. And all of this makes campervanning in Japan super convenient. Now, speaking of convenience, when we were traveling conventionally, we had to lug around huge, heavy bags whenever we were moving from city to city. And this was a nuisance, especially when you had to carry them up a flight of stairs to a train platform where there are no elevator access. But with a campervan, transferring from city to city is a lot more convenient because your luggages and your gear are always with you.
In 500 meters, turn right onto the ramp.
Oh my goodness! We're in a boat! We're going on a cruise!
This engineering marvel is the coolest and driest rest stop that we have ever visited. Let me tell you why. This is Umihotaru. And if you're flying into Haneda Airport, sometimes you'll get to see it. Because from the air, it looks like the captain of the Concordia has ran another cruise ship aground again. This time in the middle of Tokyo Bay. What it actually is a rest stop area that's built in between a bridge and the 4th longest sea tunnel in the world, and it connects Tokyo to the Chiba prefecture. On the inside, you'll find 5 floors of shops and restaurants, kind of like what you'll find on a cruise ship. However, unlike a cruise ship, none of the shops or restaurants here sells alcohol. Alright, this is a fantastic Michi-no-ski in the middle of the sea, but it is dry. So today, cheers. Yes. And just when we thought we were in for a sober night, this happened.
Just stumbled onto way Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Apparently, Apparently, Japan's car clubs loves to visit this rest stop to hang out and to show off their latest mods. And while this is not the same place where they filmed Tokyo Drift, that was all filmed in Los Angeles. Now, having grown up with a really bad hairdo and with the love of modifying Japanese cars, this is kind of like a pilgrimage for people like us. And even though we never got to meet the Drift King himself, we still think that Umihotaru is the coolest rest stop we have ever visited. Now, since Umihotaru is located on a vital stretch of highway, the authorities were right to ban the sale of alcohol, because not everyone drives a campervan. Let me explain. Now, if everyone drove a campervan, then everyone would know that if you drink and you get back to your campervan, you're already home. And you can sleep on your very comfortable bed to sober up.
Yep, my bed is down there.
And my bed is here.
Which is why we were able to sample most of the 100 varieties of sake at the Ponshukan Sake Vending Machine Museum in Niigata.
Come
Now, unfortunately, when we wanted to sample the $1,000 a bottle Japanese whiskey at the legendary Yamazaki Distillery, the people there also didn't know about the differences between a regular car and a campervan. You see, when you visit the distillery and you tell them that you drove there, Suntory, being a responsible company, will issue you with a red-colored guest pass, which means you're not allowed to have any alcohol. And that means one of us won't be having a Suntory time.
Nothing for you!
For relaxing times, make it Suntory time.
Maybe perhaps driving a campervan in Japan may not be such a good idea after all. So if you want to find out more about the top 5 things that we didn't like about driving a campervan in Japan, please make sure you subscribe so you can stay tuned for that episode. Now, some people say that a bowl of ramen with its thick and creamy broth is a great hangover cure for your late night binging. And one of the very best ramen in Tokyo is Tsuta Ramen. So good, in fact, they were the first to be awarded a Michelin star for their trademark shoyu soba. This truffle shoyu ramen is guaranteed to get you a massive hit of umami. And that should dispel you of any hangovers you've had the night before. Tsuta Ramen attracts hundreds of people to its Michelin star restaurant every day. And in order to get a glimmer of a hope to sample this extraordinary ramen, you will have to jump through a couple of hoops to show your determination. First, you have to line up to get a ticket for a reservation to have your ramen on the day. Preferably, you'll want to collect these tickets first thing in the morning, because these tickets run out by 10 o'clock. Once you have that ticket, you can come back again at your reservation time, line up again, and finally, you'll be ushered into the restaurant. Imagine if you were staying in a hotel. That means you will have to visit this place twice. Luckily for us, we have a campervan. And this was our ingenious plan to get a seat at Tsuta Ramen.
Tsuta Ramen may not be open yet when you arrive.
So we are at a parking lot next to Tsuta Ramen.
Yeah, so unlike other people, we're gonna park here.
We've got a camper.
We're in the car park right now. We're gonna park here. It's gonna cost about 500 yen for the night. For Tsuta Ramen, you gotta rock up at 6:30
to get like a little
in the morning
ticket.
to get a ticket, yeah. And you gotta leave a 1,000 yen deposit for that ticket so that you can come back for ramen.
We'll see you in the morning.
Early the next morning,
So we just woke up and we're heading to the ramen place to take our tickets.
So we just had Tsuta Ramen, the first ramen in Japan to get Michelin star.
It is absolutely delicious. The truffle. Oh,
Yeah.
get the shoyu
Yes.
shoyu ramen.
That's the best, most
Only-
important tip. Go for the
only
shoyu.
shoyu ramen.
Don't bother with the sea
Don't
salt.
bother this.
What is it? Sea salt.
Yeah.
So something salt. The other one. Just go for the shoyu ramen.
Yeah, because you have to line up 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, and they only let you order one bowl.
Yes.
One freaking bowl.
Only one bowl.
Per
So
person.
if you only got one bullet, one shot, shoyu ramen.
Now, if you think that getting a bowl of Michelin star ramen is a bit too much work, how about one of these? This is Tokushima Ramen, and that delicious brown broth is also guaranteed to cure any hangovers. You probably can find one of these in Tokyo, but since we have a camper van, we decided to go to Tokushima to try it out. And while we're there, we're gonna visit our friend Mitsuki and catch the biggest party in Japan. No, not this kind of party, this one. This is the Awa Odori, and every year for 3 days in August, 1.3 million people will come to Tokushima to take part in this festival. We were a couple of weeks ahead of schedule, so Mitsuki took us to see a sample of the main event. Now, there are many theories and legends as to the origins of this festival. The popular belief is that the daimyo of Awa province hosted a drunken celebration of the completion of Tokushima Castle. And it was there that the locals consumed tons of sake, and when they got drunk, they started to weave and stumble back and forth. And that theory does make a bit of sense when you look at this person. But the truth is, when that rhythmic and hypnotic beat gets inside your mind, there is just no escaping it. Your body just loses control and you'll just want to dance. Kind of like this little fella. Now, if you've enjoyed Tokushima as much as we did and you want to come to visit, well, you literally have to travel off the beaten track. And that's because there are no train tracks that connects Tokushima to the main island. The only way to get here is by bus or by plane. Well, unless if you have your own vehicle. And here lies the absolute favorite thing that we love about campervanning in Japan. And that is, with a campervan, you can go anywhere you want to go and be spontaneous.
Here is Mount Fuji. If you can see it.
It has taken us to a lot of places that we have never expected.
Campervan win moment, because if not for a campervan, I have no idea how to come here. We are in the middle of nowhere. We're beside, like we're about half an hour from Lake Biwa, and like it's not like in any major city. It's not in Kobe. It's not in Tokyo and all that. But holy, this is I think we have a winner.
And looking back at it now in 2021, I'm glad we did spend 16 days in a campervan touring Japan.